Yo, what up, lifers? What up, lifers? What up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It is Dave Life. You're watching Dave Life After Dark, episode number 265. Dave Life After Dark, episode, I believe it's 265. If it's not, I'll put it in the title. The subject tonight is women and men, Venus versus Mars. Women and men, Venus and Mars. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight, man. So I want to say thank you. We're going to start this off like we always do, man, the right way. Dear Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray that you would speak to your people, Father. I pray less of me and more of you, Lord. I ask that you would guide me tonight, guide all of us tonight. Help us have a wonderful conversation, Lord. Direct us, give us peace. And again, make the conversation fruitful and about growth and connection and understanding. And above all things, let us give you glory. I ask that you forgive us for all of our sins that we've committed, some that we've committed on purpose by commission, and many that we've committed by omission, by accident. So charge it to our head and not our hearts. Be with us in Jesus' name. We give you all the praise, glory, and honor. Amen, amen, and amen. Look, if you want to support Dave Life After Dark and Dave Life TV, man, if you want to support us, you can hit us on Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. You can hit us on Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. The ticker is streaming below. You can hit us on Venmo at Dave Life. And like I said, man, today we're going to discuss women and men, Venus and Mars. And I invited a cast of panelists. Some could make it tonight, some couldn't. But let me bring up the people that can make it. I got two brothers in here that's going to help me out. One is my brother from another mother, known him since high school. He knows me. I know him off camera. He's a man full of wisdom. And this is our brother. We used to call him E-Double because his middle name started with an E. Come on up to the stage. Big Corey G. What's up, big dog?
Hey, good evening. You know what? I appreciate you saying I'm a man with a lot of wisdom.
Absolutely, Corey.
You know, that's great. I really appreciate that. Maybe I might not. I might stop dyeing my beard. I don't care if anybody knows, but you know.
you know what's funny, man? My fiance asked me to just let it grow out. So you're looking at about 7 months of no dye. Just this is where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I got to do, I just got to keep it. I got to keep it low. You know what I'm saying? Because when it get thick, it started looking like Wolfman. So I got to.
Right. At least you got some black. But once I undye this, man, I'm not gonna be called the Black Santa Claus for the rest of my life, man. I'm not gonna be doing that.
Hey, man. So look, I got another brother that's in the building. He's gonna help us out. This brother right here, he's helped us on Dave Life TV News. We did what we thought was going to be a 4-parter, but when we broke it down, was an 11-parter on Drake versus Kendrick. He is a Compton home and grown and raised brother out here from LA. Good dude, knows his stuff. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster, and I'm happy to have him on the After Dark podcast. I just hate that we don't have enough people like we did the other night. But come on through, man. Uncle Dolomite. What's up, Uncle Dolomite?
What's going on, man? Happy to be here.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You know, I was like, you know, we gotta get Dolly on the podcast. I'm like, the news is good and it's great to discuss the news, and you know, it's real, you know, one-on-one time and all that. But I'm like, we got to get him on the show with the panelists, with everybody, and then everybody they can't make it tonight. So, it is what it is. So I'm glad y'all are here, fellas. The discussion tonight, which I was actually hoping to have a few more people on. I think some people may come in late. They may not, but we'll see. The discussion that was going to be on Venus versus Mars. Venus versus Mars, like women versus men. And I'm saying versus, but really and truly, it's just highlighting the fact that men and women are different. Men and women are different. I'm sure you guys have noticed in your personal lives how men and women are different, you know, for in a number of ways. So before I even play any clips, let me just ask y'all straight up, man, how What are some of the most significant ways that men and women are different
Well,
in your personal experience? So it's open.
one thing, I'm not from Mars anymore. I'm from Jupiter. Uh,
Explain.
period.
Explain.
Because I feel like every man is different. Every woman is different. Period. We're not all. If we're all individuals, we can't be grouped the same. I'm sorry, we can't. So yeah, men and women are going to be different in terms. All men are the same. We're going to be different. So I think everything is about basically who you are as an individual and who that woman is as an individual. And then when you come together, it's going to be what y'all are as a couple. It's not
Okay.
going to be. I'm not going to judge a woman. Some of the women's character is going to be the same as some for some women. Some of the men's character is going to be the same, but not all men are the same. Like Dave, you are not totally different.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
might have the same, values at
Background
certain
and
things,
values.
background and everything else. But we're not gonna do everything the same.
All
We're
right. So
not gonna
you're
speak the same.
okay. So
But
you're saying you're not a traditional man from Mars. They can't group you in that. You're a little different.
no,
So you like I'm from Jupiter.
man, I'm from Jupiter. Me and Shaq and shoot Warren Sapp, The Rock, we're from damn Jupiter. Cause y'all, if you're a big dude, I'm not gonna be in the same space.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be that same type.
Let them know how big you are, Corey. For those that don't
Now
know.
I'm 6'4" plus. I'm 6'4" and 300 plus.
Yeah.
I can't go. It's hard for me if I'm in the world of corporate America, and once I was in the corporate America, to actually go for an interview. If I'm a regular person, I know
Right.
guys that's 7'1", and they're like, "Hey man, you don't play ball?" No, it's some people in the world that's like that.
All right.
So
So
you have to adapt.
one more time, just for the camera, tell me why you say you from Jupiter.
Because I don't feel like I'm just grouped with other men. Period. All men, everyone's an individual. That's why I'm saying I'm from Jupiter. That when Venus and Mars is just a book that somebody wrote in 1992 and put everybody in the same group. It's about one person. It's not scientific. It's not anything. That dude wasn't a scientist or nothing. Who wrote it?
Mm, mm. Okay. Corey came straight for the throat of the author. I got you. All right, and we can talk about that book in a minute. Uncle Dolomite, tell me how you feel about Venus and Mars. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you fit into that? Do you feel like what are the difference between men and women?
I guess I could say I fit into it because for the most part, I consider myself to be traditional. I look at the difference between men and women a lot in how we react to things, how we communicate, because I feel like our communication styles are completely different. Men, we communicate in direct language. We say what we mean what we say. Women, they speak and understand in implications. They read between the lines. They go by how they think you feel, what you meant by what you said, as opposed to what you said, what they think you meant by what you said, or what they think that you mean. Just like when it comes to how we react to things, a lot of men react on logic. A lot of women react on how they feel. So I feel like that's a lot of what the difference is between men and women.
All right. Yep. Caught me as I was pouring my wine. Cheers. Cheers, fellas. And I was like, let me pour this up. Yo, I heard what you said, Dolomite, and I agree, and I want to use that as a springboard for the discussion. So, um, Corey, you said that the author wrote a book about an individual man, an individual woman. He made a whole book about it, and now people are kind of applying it as a rule. Some people are applying it as
Yeah.
a rule and saying, "Hey, all men act like they from Mars, all women act like they from Venus." Dolomite, you said, "Hey, I can see that because I'm a traditional man. You know what I'm saying? I have traditional values, and I can fit into certain things." And you said men and women are different. So I respect that. I gotta give me some more light. No, I'm good. Okay. All right. So I can see both sides. Now, for those that don't know, I want to tell the people that are watching, what does it mean to be from Venus and Mars? So, according to astrology, Venus and Mars are planets that can be significantly that can have a significant impact on relationships, love, and marriage. Venus is the planet associated with love, charm, good fortune, and social attraction. It's the energy we tap into when we revel in a romantic partnership and we engage in our sensual side. Mars is the planet of ambition, war, personal drive, and actions. Ambition, war, personal drive, and actions. It says when these two planets align in conjunction, it can increase passion and desire and all of that. Now, what I really want to focus on, because I'm not really focusing on the astrology part, I'm focusing on the aspect of ambition, drive, war, and passion being associated with masculinity and manhood, and then charm, sensuality,
Mm.
uh, harmony, and beauty being associated with womanhood or femininity. Men and women are different. And right now, we can just have open discussion, right? Because on one of our previous shows, um, it was said that men and women are not the same, that men and women are not equal. And we had to clarify that although we are created equal in God's eyesight, like we all have value as human beings, we actually are different. How do y'all feel about that statement that men and women are not the same? Men and women are different.
You can easily be different yet equal. You know, 4 quarters and a $1 bill is two different things, but they equal. It's the same amount. So, you know, I feel like we both have strengths and weaknesses in different areas. You know, men are bigger and stronger physically. You know, women are more in tune with their emotions. So, you know, we both got different qualities. You know, it's just all in how we complement each other when we get together and how we can find ways to communicate when we get together.
Yeah. I like that statement because we can be different and yet equal. And again, this is not a discussion on value. So for everyone that's watching, this is not a discussion on are women valuable or are men more valuable than women. That's not what we're doing. What we're talking about tonight is just the differences between men and women and why those differences are. And I mean, look, I see right now. Oh, we got another brother in the building. Hey, give me a salute if you're ready. My man, he ready. It's my brother from another mother. I call him the social conscience of After Dark because whenever I think I got something, I'm like, all right, I got a curveball. I'm gonna hit him with something. I'm gonna push them in a direction for a conversation. He always say, "But Dave, hold up," and come with some left field mess that throw me off. Man, come on up to the stage, my brother, Mr. Al Tariq.
What's up, y'all?
Al, what up, bro?
Wow.
What up? What up?
Al Tariq, this is Uncle Dolomite. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster. He is a Compton, a homegrown legend out here. So and he
Oh,
helped me
that's
with
what's up.
the news. So Dolly is a good brother. Dolly, this is Al Dolly.
How you doing, partner?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Oh man, can't complain.
All right. So Al, just as you were coming in, we were discussing the topic tonight. Now, first of all, Al, the topic is unrelated to what happened in our prior show. I want to say that.
Yeah, I
Unre-
heard you. I
You
heard you.
heard it. All right.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that I gotta say that because we're taping the shows now. You guys, for the audience that's watching, we're taping the shows. So some shows will come out of sequence from how we recorded it. So this one is live. You'll see this tonight. But some of the stuff we did last week and this week will come out in subsequent weeks. So you gonna see it. you gonna see it. It was a good one. It was a good one. It was a good one. But this is unrelated. But the way it's just how God works, how uh things come up. So right now we're gonna talk about women and men, Venus and Mars, and we're talking about how men and women, what are the differences between men and women. And Al, since you actually were the person that said last night that we're not the same, that's the Wi-Fi. Come on. All right. So since you were the person that said we're not the same, maybe you can explain that statement. And I think Dolly said it good, but I'll let you explain what you meant when you said in the other show, men and women are not the same.
Well, what I meant by that was the different varieties in all aspects of men and women. As far as men, we're physically fit, physically stronger. We're
Hmm.
built to adapt to handle the tough things. Women are more on the feminine side to where, because you get a lot of women that says, well, I'm having a baby, this and that. Well, your body was equipped to have a baby. So for men, we're handling all of the tough things, the strong things, things of strength. And bottom line, things of strength in all areas. Strength from the mind, strength from the body. We handle all of that area. The women are there for the softness, the feminine, femininity. So that just those two areas there, the strength and the femininity, major
That's
describe the
that.
major difference for all of us.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. And then Dolly, you said, hey, we can be different, but still have value, the same value. So illustration of 4 quarters and a dollar bill, totally different, but same value.
Correct.
All right. So let's talk about some of the differences. All right. So Al, we were asking each person on the panel, hey man, what are some of the differences that you notice between men and women? What are some of the differences that you notice between men and women? Um, So, Al, some of the differences that you notice? I know you just said strength, nurturing, but anything else that you can think of that's just like, yeah, this is a major difference between men and women.
Well, depend, I mean, again, for the common individual, it's common sense to know the difference between a man and a woman. But then
Right.
again, you think of it in conversation and mind process. We're more logical.
Mhm.
Women are emotional. They think and they move and operate off of emotions. We're men, we're thinkers. We think we logically assess situations and move off of logic. So that's one area there that makes a big difference between men and women.
You know how else men and women are different? I think someone said it. We're more direct, right? We're more straightforward. Have you ever noticed how
Well,
we handle?
well, well, I've met a lot of women that's just as straightforward as we are.
Okay,
But then again, I mean, again, I'm sure that people could argue that there are some men that act off emotions too. So
right, right. So, okay, I think men and women are different in how we respond to or how we initiate intimacy and romance, attraction. So when you come to the birds and the bees, men and women are different. And it's not just that, men penetrate and women receive. It ain't just that. It's also how we approach it. It's how we think about intimacy, how we think about love and companionship. It's how we um pursue it and or allows it to pursue us, right? I think we're different in a number of ways, and I want to show I want to show y'all a clip right quick, and you guys tell me if if you ever noticed this. Okay, you ever notice Al? You ever notice you ever notice Corey? Like when you're in a relationship, it seems like that's when people want you. Like it seems like women ain't necessarily that interested until you got somebody. Have y'all ever noticed that about
Notice
attraction?
it. Hell yeah. It's automatic.
What age range did you notice it? Is it more common? Is it more common in our 40 plus and our 30 plus, or like 20s and teens where that's
Man, it
happening?
started when I was 5.
Okay,
Kindergarten. You get a girl a lollipop or hold her hand or whatever at 5 years old.
hmm
The other 10 girls, I
right.
want that too.
Woo, he said 5. No wonder you got married so early, boy.
Oh, yeah.
You're an early
Al
starter.
Tariq, I was trying to get it in early, brother. I was
I
trying to
wasn't
get it
worried
in
about a
early.
woman till double digits.
Oh,
Man.
shoot. You never played catch a girl, kiss a girl in kindergarten?
Nah, not in Kenny.
With
Man. Kindergarten.
Yeah. But see,
Started early.
the thing was, you want to play it with the girl that like you. If you get with a girl that don't like you, and
Oh,
you,
man.
she's gonna punch you in the mouth or punch you in
But
the chest.
what if the girl that like you ain't attractive to you? Then what do you do?
You better be faster than her.
Then you don't let her. You better run. You better run. You better run. All right, let me show y'all this. So this is an interesting clip that demonstrates the phenomenon that I'm talking about. How some women, and I have to be clear and say some, because last night when we were
Please.
using absolutes, we got called out. Like, don't say that. So I want to make clear to the audience that we're not talking about all women. We're saying some. All right. Check this out, y'all. This is an interesting scenario.
We're boyfriend, girlfriend. It's official.
I've always loved you!
What's happening?
They sense they can no longer have you, which means
Now they all want me. Oh, dear God.
run.
Wanna grab coffee? Oh! Oh! Go! Remember you had a crush on me in high school?
Oh my God!
Go! Stupid ass bitches! I can't deal with this. We're breaking up.
Wow.
I'm out.
Ladies, where are you going?
Get lost, stalker. It doesn't even smell good anymore.
We're boyfriend, girlfriend. It's official.
I've always loved you!
So that's the idea here is, as soon as my man gets in a relationship, here they come like zombies out the woodwork, chasing him down. His girl got to fight him off. She finally, repelled him with water. That's a funny thing. Finally repelled him with water. And as soon as she says, you're a pig, I'm done with you. Nobody wants him.
But isn't that Murphy's Law for all of us?
I was about to say that, Al. I was about to say that. Because men do it too.
We do it too?
And
Oh, man.
Don't nobody want nobody that don't nobody want.
Ding, ding. Come on, Dolomite.
Which, if you think about it, that is the dumbest.
Right.
idea. That is the dumbest idea ever. I want the girl that y'all don't want, because I don't want the headaches that come with having her and y'all want her. Give me the girl that don't nobody want. I'll take that.
But that's part of the reason that a lot of 6s, 7s, and 8s is married, and a lot of 9s and 10s is single.
Yes, sir.
Most men ain't trying to put himself in a position for unnecessary competition.
Yes, sir.
We much rather deal with a woman that's all about us than deal with a woman that everybody in the world is fighting against.
Yes.
Hold up, Dolly. Are you insinuating that we as men would marry a 6 because it's less drama, dealing with a 6 than it is dealing with a 10?
Absolutely.
Yes. I agree.
Belinda Gates wasn't no dime piece. Jeff Bezos' wife wasn't no dime piece. You very rarely see the most rich and powerful men in the world with a dime piece. Most of their women are highly average.
Al, I'm gonna call you out specifically.
I know you are, but remember, before
you
call me out, we're generally speaking. Now, I'm trying to keep from going personal. Personally, I'm not dealing with a 6 or a 7 at all.
Come on. That's the man I know. This is the guy I used to hang out with.
Personally, when I walk into the room, all of y'all gonna be like, damn, y'all see that?
Oh, and God cut him off as
as soon as he said it.
Yes, he dropped it. See,
the Lord said,
the Lord like, you was good. Keep it right here. But Al, no, I know for a fact that you always go. You used to say it, Dave. She got to have a face. Like, she's got to be gorgeous. You always said that.
You know, I've said this since I was younger, and I say the same saying to this day. When I go after a woman, I swing for the fence.
Okay.
Nobody's in a baseball game trying to hit a single or double. I'm trying to knock it out the park.
Okay.
But to my credit, personally, I can handle the other stuff that come with that. Every man ain't equipped to handle it.
Okay. Well, I want to push back on this, Dolly. I'm sure that a lot of women that how can I say this? See, what the world calls a 6, you know what I'm saying? When I say the world, I'm talking about society in general, right? What society calls a 6 in terms of, oh, maybe she don't have the body, maybe she don't have the this or the that. She might be a 10 when it comes to her mind, her heart, her ability to be a wife and a mother, her ability to cooperate, you know what I'm saying, be a team member. And look,
But
some of the
most of them
pretty
not 10s in the face.
yeah, damn.
And think about it, Dave. We are visual creatures, us men. We visualize 90% of the time. We visualize in what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, you got to have the exterior before we even get to the point of trying to find out where her heart is and how she moves and her idea if she's a cooker or a cleaner or a nurturer. We ain't looking at that up front.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah,
100%.
it's true, but it's like this. A lot of times, a lot of us who are in the category of men who can attract dimes, we usually gonna go about 2 points under the scale on what we used to getting. So even though I might be able to lay with 9s and 10s, I'm probably gonna marry an 8.
Right, but you're not going under an 8 though.
No.
That's what I was about to say, right?
But
Because
that always leans into like the level of man that you are.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like the level of woman that you can get. Like if you can get 9s and 10s, then you're not going under an 8. Like ain't no dude who done laid with not dimes gonna marry no 6.
right.
But the average man, which is the 90 to 95%, they got to
Yes.
get these 6s and 5s and all these other numbers. That's what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Like all these women are looking for the top 2% of men, but there's 98% out there that's available,
That's
and
not
you're
at the
not looking
top.
at them.
Well,
Yeah.
Everybody want Trey Songz and Boris Kojo.
and Dolly,
go?
to add to that,
And then after you, Al, Corey.
okay, what people need to understand is there's nothing wrong with the five. If you get a 5 or seriously, 5 is right in the middle. That's average. That's 85% of the world.
Hold
We're
on, no.
average. So
I gotta say this.
Go ahead.
And then I want Corey. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But see, if you are choosing her, then she can't be a 5 to you. Like, I think our scale of how we're rating beauty and attractiveness is relative. I don't think it's an absolute scale. I think it's relative. And what I mean is,
I'm listening.
and then Corey, you had something because I don't want to cut you off. I want you to say what you had to say. I believe that if you grew up in Los Angeles, where it's the capital of Hollywood, it's sunshine, it's entertainment, you probably got high schoolers with fake boobs and plastic surgery, and there's nothing wrong with that. That happens. That didn't happen in Chicago. It also didn't happen in the 70s and 80s when I was growing up. So time period affects it, location affects it, the vanity of that region or non-vanity affects it. I think all that's what I'm saying. So if I say, hey, Dolly, she an 8, Dolly might be like, she a 5. Because compared to an LA 8, she might be a 5 compared to an LA 8.
You know what? I'm gonna let Corey go, and then I'm gonna interject with that, Dave. I don't buy that.
All right, go ahead, Corey.
All right. So I hear all of y'all for real. I do. They know me.
Mm-hmm.
My 10 ain't y'all 10. My 8 ain't y'all 8. My 6 sure ain't y'all 6. You see what I'm saying? Because the comparison is this. My thing is this. I've seen a 7 with the confidence of a 10. And I see that all the time in Atlanta. I see it in Texas. I seen it every kind of like wherever I go. I see some 7s with the confidence of a 10. And then
Wait,
it's
what you
like,
say with
damn,
confidence?
yes, with the confidence of a 10.
Man, I've seen some 3s with a confidence of a 10.
Okay, you see what I'm getting at, Al? Do you see what I'm giving at? Now,
Yes.
here's the thing. My 10 ain't y'all 10. Because they know what my 10 is. And most men wouldn't even like my 10.
I could pull up a
Okay.
picture of her. I could pull
I
up a
already
picture.
know.
Okay. But check this out. I hear what you're saying, but I tell you, when I walk into a room in Los Angeles with my 8, she's an 8 in Los Angeles. She's an 8 in Miami. She's an 8 in Kansas City. She's an 8 in Chicago. She's an 8 in Des Moines, Iowa. Straight out. So,
Okay.
but hear me though. From what you're saying, Corey, I get it. But when you move around and you see what's what, your girl is pretty. If your girl is pretty, your girl is pretty no matter where you take her.
Exactly.
Would you agree?
Of
Mhm.
course.
And so, if you have that confidence to know where the national standard of an 8 is, and you put your girl in that category, I don't care where on the map you at. Your girl is should be a bona fide 8.
But there's always gonna
Yeah,
be.
but
Go
like
ahead, Dolly.
Go
I
ahead, Dolly.
understand what Corey is saying because like me personally, you know, I humbly say you got to be two something to do something. Like I like
Okay.
Come
Dolly
on.
said, you
Okay.
know, so to
Okay.
me, something that might be a dime might be different from y'all dime because you
Okay.
know
That
if
makes
she ain't got
sense.
nothing soft and jiggly on her, she
Come,
ain't all that
Dolly.
to me. You
Corey.
know, she can have
Look
the
at
face of
Corey.
Beyonce, Alicia Keys, or Rihanna, but she ain't my speed. Like I
Mhm.
don't need, I don't, it ain't nothing I could do with that. I
Mm.
can
I
realize that,
follow
you
you.
know, she's a
Yeah.
classic, what a lot of people would consider a
I was
dime,
gonna
but
say
she ain't no
that. Come
dime to
on.
Yeah.
me. You know, that's a dime to y'all.
You're
But at the
right.
same time, what I'm saying is a lot of dudes is a lot more likely to deal with what's in they speed.
Yes,
Like
sir.
this is
Yeah.
what I like. This is a
Mm.
dime to me.
Mm.
You know, so you might be a dime to them, but you ain't no dime to me. Especially
Understandable.
because, you know, like the point that I was making with Belinda Gates and all of them, like dime is what we was just talking about on surface level. You know,
Yes, sir.
we all could recognize a dime in an empty room with nobody opening their mouth. But
Right.
after we have conversation and hang out and get a vibe on somebody,
Your number
that's when
go
we can
down.
determine whether or not, okay, yeah, she pretty as a motherfucker, but she an idiot.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
You know, so
Yo,
it's like you
which
ain't a
takes you,
dime no more.
which brings
Yeah.
your numbers down.
Right.
Exactly. You know, now you done went from a 10 to a hot 7, maybe.
Right.
Because
Right.
aesthetically you a 10. You know,
Teetering
but
on a
you
6.
yeah, exactly. You like an empty crystal bottle. Like, yeah,
Yes,
it look
sir.
good on the shelf, but it ain't nothing in it.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
You
Yes,
know, so
sir.
that's the thing. Like a lot of us, you know, we might deal with somebody who's aesthetically beautiful, but if it ain't nothing to back that up, a lot of times, you know, we gonna lay and play because of course that's fun. It look good on your arm when you walk around, but it's not sustainable. So ain't nobody gonna hang out with that or hold on to that.
Got
Right.
you.
Okay.
And with that said, let me clarify a little something. When I say across the table, whether it be across the nation, whether regardless of the city, I am factoring in that yes, my girl can cook. Yes, my girl she cleans. Yes, my girl holds all of those values that we as men um, um, want in your woman. So that's why I say in Los Angeles, she's visually pretty. She cooks, she cleans. She's not smart at the mouth. She knows when to speak up, when to be quiet, whether we're in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, wherever. So to clarify what I was saying, that's why I say she's an 8 across the board.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
because I got what Dave was saying because a West Virginia 10 ain't a California 10.
No, I understand that. I
You
understand that.
know, like
However, a lot of these not California. My bad. I got caught in Hollywood because a lot of people that's not from here, the cities they hot in the cities that they came from too.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You
Yeah.
know, because that's what a lot of them find out when they get out here.
Oh yeah,
Like
I love.
you
That's
might
what
have
I
been the
love about
finest
living
woman in
here.
Fort Worth, but then when you got out here, it's 500 of you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
You
I
know,
love
you
about living here.
like you still might be pretty out here,
Mm,
but
Yes.
you ain't what you was in
Yes,
Tupelo,
mm,
sir.
Mississippi.
But
mm.
Yes,
let me
sir.
say this. Let me say this now. I'm about to bet y'all up. Our Anchorage 10. Mm. Uh, somebody from Tonga, a 10. Uh, a Samoan Island 10. I'm about to land a plane, Dave. If your 10 is something that's nobody ever seen before, you see what I'm saying? It's something that's not a regular.
Okay.
It's something that's okay. It's a masterpiece because it's never been seen before.
Something
It's
different.
something that's it's
Something
totally different.
different.
Exotic.
You
Like
know
when
what,
I
Dolly? I stopped saying exotic. I stopped short of saying it in this moment because there are some women that get so upset when black men say they want something exotic. Now,
But that's because they put the negative connotation of thinking that it
exactly.
means
I
Latino
know,
or
I
Asian
know,
or something
You
like
see,
that.
and
I
see,
know,
Dolomite, do
I
you see
know,
And
I
how
know,
I did that?
inversely,
I know.
You see how
exotic to me might be Eritrean,
Come
which
on,
is
come
a
on
part of
now,
East
which is
Africa.
African. Come
You
which
on,
is
know,
African.
I might be looking for Ethiopian. Like
come
she's
on.
still
Yes.
black. You know, because something that I've always said since I was in high school, all the prettiest women in the world is mixed with black.
Come on, sir.
Co- all of them.
You know, when they say, "Oh, what you mixed
Come
with?" Like
on,
if you ain't mixed with black, I don't want nothing to do with you.
come on, man. I've been saying that my whole life.
You
You
know,
know what
Man,
all
I'm
the
saying?
pretty ones, oh, I'm black and Asian, I'm black in this, I'm black in that, I'm black in that. Don't nobody want to, oh, she Russian and Mexican. You don't even hear that. Don't nobody care about that.
Right.
Oh
You
damn,
know,
shit.
oh man,
look. That's a strong ass
yeah,
alcohol. I know that
she
much.
Norwegian and British. Like ain't nobody
Tequila,
tripping, ain't nobody looking for that.
tequila and vodka. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Boy,
when she
that's
say she
jacked up.
black and Asian, you know, that's gonna raise some eyebrows. You
yeah,
know, like that black put the whoop on all of them.
yeah.
You
I
know, so
agree.
that's the thing. If
Well,
somebody
and
say exotic, it don't always mean like something that's completely different. It just means
But
something that has a difference to it.
to Corey's earlier point, though, if you get someone that is somehow unique or different than what you're used to, right? If you're used to Al, if you gotta drop, go ahead, come back. You want to take a minute? All right, do your thing. You ready? All right, come on back. Cool. Yeah, whenever you gotta go, just let me know. All right, you on
I'm
mute
good.
right
I'm
now, but
good. I'm good.
all right, cool. So exotic. I'll give you an example. I remember when Prince debuted Vanity Six,
Ooh,
right? Vanity
oh,
Six back when we were younger, Corey, Al,
oh,
Dolly. You know, like Denise Matthews, Vanity. She was absolutely gorgeous. She looked like she was black. It's like she had some Indian in her. Then you actually had what's Susan's names? Susanna. I
I
can't remember her
forget her
name.
last name.
Susanna Voy or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, all my Prince fans. But she was another lady in Vanity Six who Prince was actually dating before he dated Vanity. She
Right.
was exotic at looking. She did look like she was from India. And then you
Yep.
had the I'll call it all American white girl that
Yep.
was in
yes.
that
Yep.
was in the group. And if that was your thing, that was your thing.
And
Uh
she was
he
a thug.
She's a thug, and Prince modeled them after the Mary Jane girls, and
Right.
Rick James
Yes.
was mad about that, but hell,
It
Vanity was
worked.
something
It
different,
worked.
and when Vanity went and did her thing, Prince switched her out with another something different. She happened to be Puerto Rican, Apollonia. It was an
Apollonia.
Apollonia Puerto Rican,
Yeah.
No,
Mexican,
Uh,
Apollonia was Mexican.
Mexican.
Michigan.
I
Yeah.
apologize to the Mexican
Yeah.
community. My bad. So Apollonia was Mexican, which we weren't used to seeing in the black community like that. Not like that. We
No,
wasn't used
not
to
at all.
seeing.
Not
You know
not
what
Not
I'm saying?
not
unless you
back
from
in
LA.
those days.
Not yeah, man. Not in those days.
Not unless
So
you from LA.
That's what I mean, right? And so that's what I'm saying. LA is something different, just like I'm sure Florida, like Corey, if you go to Canada, if you go to wherever, it's black people gonna be different in different areas.
Exactly.
Hey, Dolly, like I've always told people, I am so jealous of cats like you that grew up out here.
What is it, Dolly?
It's it's gifts and curses to it.
No doubt. No
Speak
doubt.
on
You
it.
know, because like
Speak on it.
when I go to New York, I'll be like my mouth be hanging open when I go to New York.
Yes.
Cause
Yes.
that ain't nothing like here. Like when I'm in Dallas or when I'm in Atlanta, like I'll be way more happy to see what they got out there than what we got out here because I'm used to it.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I tell people they like when they talking about come to Atlanta, it's
Oh
like,
man.
or if I take somebody to the strip club and they're like,
Yeah.
Corey, why you at the bar? I said, look, man, I done seen all this before.
Hey,
That's
Right.
all.
moving to Atlanta in 7th grade when I'm a kid, and then I go to high school. I met Corey in 8th grade. I go to high school, college in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, it's something different about grits and cornbread fed women. I'm sorry,
Definitely.
Exactly. And
grits
that's
and
my thing,
cornbread
you
and
know.
catfish all day life and neck bones, and then they got all that, and then they got the dirty South. The swag in the dirty South is different than the swag in the Midwest, different than the swag in the East, different than the swag in the Southwest, different than swag in the West Coast. The South is something different. And so
Yeah.
when you go, yo, man, when you go to the strip club, and not to mention Luke Skywalker and Florida music, bass
Oh,
music popping up
yeah.
back in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
So, yo, and this is important for the ladies that's watching because we're talking about Venus and Mars. Let's not lose sight of what we're doing. We're talking about Venus and Mars and the differences between men and women. Yo, man, when we go to strip clubs in the South, like I said, cornbread fed, um, you know, everything is thick. Like and when you go to Texas, it's like they eat
Oh,
their whole lives because it's a different swag. It's a different type of beauty. Hey, we got a woman in the building. What's up, Jamaican?
oh,
What's up, Jamaican goddess?
there she
Hey guys,
is.
sorry,
Hey, hey.
sorry I'm not gonna be on cam for a little bit. I'm driving, but I am intrigued to hear what you men have to say. Let me try to put my emotions to the side and have a conversation.
Well, Susie, I'm glad you joined. Go on mute for me because I wanna explain something that's happening. So tonight's show, you guys. Actually, you know what, Susie? There you go. Cool, Susie. You come off mute, and then I'll mute you because I don't want you to drive and then hitting the button. All right. All right. I'll control the mute. I got you. Okay. Oh man. Hey, speaking of Rich, man, some of you may know my cousin Retro Rick, who I've
Yes.
done sneaker shows with and everything. He pray for him, man. He got into a car accident yesterday. Um,
Ouch.
a lady tried to bust a left as him and traffic was going straight. So she tried to bust a left and beat traffic. She didn't have the turn, so she tried to beat traffic. Realized she couldn't beat traffic and tried to correct. And so in trying to correct, she had on collision. My cousin Retro. He's in a 1990 Suburban, and he's a entrepreneur plumber, and he was coming from a site. And thank God he was in a car that was real metal.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't, he probably wouldn't be here.
Wow.
So pray for my cousin, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yep. So we love you, Rick. We praying for you, Retro. But having said that, we're discussing Susie, Venus and Mars, the differences between men and women. Um, and I think one of the differences between men and women, which she just intimated, is women, and you said it, Al, women lead with their feelings. Women speak with their feelings. We usually speak with logic. We usually speak with problem solving and let's get to the point and solve it out versus let's discuss and let's feel and let's understand. A lot of times we like, hey, let's just what are we solving? Right. So I think Dolly said it. Men are intentional. Sometimes women are indirect. Women imply and infer. Men just say. And in
Yes.
that feelings can get hurt. And in that misunderstandings can happen because of how we communicate differently.
Definitely.
Um, let's talk real quick about as a man being driven by testosterone, how how are we different than women when it comes to handling conflict?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean driven?
Men, we say, well, in the classic definition of Venus and Mars that I read a little earlier, it was saying that Mars is associated with action, energy, war, and passion. The idea is that men are more. I'll go straight into a conflict. I don't have a problem with passion. I don't have a problem with problems and discussing problems. Whereas women are from Venus, so it's more sensual, soft, nurturing. They may not want to come straight on and deal with a problem or a conflict. So my question to the panel is: how are men and women different when it comes to handling conflicts?
Ugh.
Well, let me start, and it's gonna be brief, and leave everybody up. Um, I personally using my personal life in those situations. I'm more of an adjuster. Depending on the woman that I'm dealing with, depends on how I come. You know, some and most of and you know me, Dave. I shoot from the hip. I'm straight, live, and direct. I don't give a damn. However, I do tweak it depending on who I'm dealing with. Some women are overly emotional, which means, okay, let me not go too hard on this one. And then the other women that's like, hey, tell me what's on your mind. Now, them, I'm going live and direct. So I think it's situational, depending on, for me, depending on the individual that I'm having a conflict with, depends on how, the level of firmness that I tackle that situation with.
So you're not all the way on one extreme. You adjust. You adjust.
I adjust to the individual I'm dealing with.
All right. How are men and women different when it comes to handling conflict? Since we got a woman on, Susie, can you answer next? How are men and women
Absolutely.
different from handling when they handle conflict?
Okay, earlier you said women lead with the emotion. I think we just include the emotion. We're also intentional about solving the issue. We just include our emotions. And as far as myself, when dealing with conflict with a partner, depending on how emotionally fulfilled I am in that relationship, will determine how emotional I get when confronting the the conflict. So if my emotional needs are being met, I'm just going to approach it at a very calm, matter of fact. Babe, this is what's going on. This is how it made me feel. This is what I think we should do about it if I have a suggestion. If I don't have a suggestion, I'll just say this is the problem. This is how it made me feel. And then I'll wait to see what his response is.
Okay, but it's based on if you feel emotionally secure or safe.
Yeah.
So if you feel safe,
You know,
you'll
either way the conflict is going to be addressed, but the way it's going to be addressed, I can express my issue better, or more logically, let's use that word, if my emotional needs have been met in that
okay.
relationship, that will have
That's what
my
I was
head on
asking.
straight.
That's what I
Well,
was
oh,
Yeah.
asking.
oh, I got a question for you, Susie. So with that,
Yes, sir.
so with that said, in those particular situations, are there any? Does these conversations turn into shouting matches or arguments ever for you?
For me, most of the time it's crying. Or if I'm done with the guy, that's when the respect, if I've lost respect for him, then yes, that's when the,
Okay.
the yelling or the cursing comes
Well,
out.
that let's not go to the extreme where you're breaking up. It's just a fight, an argument. You're able to reconcile, but in the heat of the moment, y'all are going back and forth. Are there ever shouting matches where, like you said, it turns into tears, but not tears that this relationship is over, just tears of the situation hurting you?
Yeah, tears. I usually don't shout unless I don't want the relationship anymore. Or if I don't respect that person anymore. Even if I'm gonna stay just a little bit longer, once the respect is out the window, that's when the shouting or the cursing starts. But the tears
Wow.
won't make me disrespect or yell at the guy. Even if I'm highly emotional, if I'm deeply hurt, I'll still restrain myself and just cry or just say whatever. But if the respect is lost, I'm gonna say all type of stuff in every type of tone I could find, unfortunately. And that's why I usually break up once the respect is gone, because I don't
Wow.
like disrespecting anyone I'm dealing with.
Yeah, and
Right.
I feel like a lot of times the women who will have a shouting match with a man, it's because a lot of them ain't that emotionally mature. Like most women, they just go based off of how much they care. Because if a woman like really cares and she's really still invested, that shows like the level of passion that she'll bring to a disagreement. But like I would always say, once you lost her, she won't care whether or not you fix it because she already on the way out the door anyway.
Right.
So once she stopped crying, once she stopped getting involved emotionally in the arguments, she done probably emotionally checked out. Like you on your 1 year clock of you got 365 days to fix it, or she gonna be out that door.
Right.
She just hanging out for the
I
rest of the
agree.
year. She just waiting for that year to clock out for her to just get them bags packed on you.
And I would piggyback off what you said and tell men, even though you said a year, you really got 6 months, because in that time she's pulling further and further away.
Yeah. Like I would always tell dudes, like, once she stopped laughing at them jokes, you know,
So
one
true.
Yeah.
That is such a great
certain
sign. That's
stuff that
true.
she used to be
Yo,
into, she ain't into no more.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
used
yo,
to smack her on the ass and
hey,
she, you
hey,
know, she
Okay.
get
Dave,
happy,
give him one.
you
God
know.
dog, that was a bar and a half.
Yeah, gotta
That's
drop
a
some
bar and a
bombs.
half.
You know,
Hey,
that
so
ass smack, she starts saying, "Stop, what is you doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
it ain't
Yeah.
You
it ain't
losing."
cute no more. So look, so I want to highlight the differences, right? Venus and Mars, women and men. I want to highlight the differences. One difference I heard Susie bring up is that depending on her emotional security, she may handle a discussion with her man differently. And also depending on her level of respect for him, she may handle it differently. I might say that men don't let their emotions affect how they handle conflict. Like whether I'm mad, hurt, or what have you, tell me if I'm wrong, fellas. Is it safe to say that men generally, if need be, can put their feelings aside and just deal with the facts of what happened? Or that's an improper generalization, and we're just as emotionally constrained and affected as women are.
I think it's
Well,
the latter.
You think that
Oh,
we
go
are
ahead, Corey.
we are constrained? Okay, Corey,
Go
go ahead.
ahead, Corey.
yeah, I feel I'm saying I see what David's saying. I feel like if there's a conflict, we try to have resolve it and give you the answer we try to get to the answer of it. This is what we need to do by this will make it better, or this is the answer for this conflict. Look, I don't like the way you do this. I don't like the way you do that. Okay, so what do we need to do to resolve this? That's a man right there. We don't have to argue that much. What we need to do to resolve it. Now, if you say, hey, Corey, I don't, I don't like how when you get out the shower, they don't go in there. You got your hairs in the shower. Can you please? Yes, baby, I got it. Now I got the hairs that come, when I wash and I clean the tub, whatever, because you're a clean person. Great. Start cleaning the tub, getting the hairs out. Now, if you coming in after me, after I do it to see if I've done it, that's another conflict.
Yeah, checking
Now
double.
you looking for stuff.
Oh,
You see how
God.
you laugh,
You've
Susie?
lived
Now
a
you
full
looking for
life,
stuff.
Corey. You've lived a full life. Like, that is a good example.
Now you just looking.
But it's relevant. That's relevant.
But why are you looking for a problem when you don't have to look for the problem?
And again, that's a
That
great
woman is
point.
miserable.
That's a great point, Corey. And that's a very hard question to pinpoint, Dave, because it varies depending on the individuals.
Right.
And I'm trying to stay global,
Yeah,
because I think if we all know ourselves, we know how we handle certain situations and certain matters. speaking, it would be hard for me to speak globally of, okay, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, because there are men that they let, I ain't even gonna say men.
That's his Wi-Fi to pop back in.
Yeah.
There's been situations where my emotions rose in
Yeah.
conversation and arguments and so forth. So I can't say that I've never been in an emotional state in a conflict with a woman. So
Mhm.
it varies depending on the two individuals and how y'all choose to handle the situation that y'all put forth.
Yeah, because it's like this. Like men have emotions too. We just express them different.
Yes, sir.
You know, a lot of times we're a lot more likely to express anger than sadness.
Mm. Oh,
You
that's a
know,
difference.
a lot of what our emotions turn into, we can only translate it in certain ways. So we act out in different ways, but we have just as many emotions as women have. But to the point that Corey was making about sometimes a woman looking for a problem, I got a theory. You know the song "What These Bitches Want from a Nigga" by
Mm-hmm.
What
DMX
they
and
just
Snoop
want
Dogg.
Yes,
from a
yes.
nigga.
Um,
DMX,
I
shout
know
out to
what they want.
DMX. What they want, Dolly?
They want the ability to change your mood. You know, a lot of times a woman judges how much you love her by her ability to affect how you act that day.
He
Whether
is
that be
not
to turn
lying.
your frown upside down or turn your
That
smile
that's a
upside
that's a
down.
silent applause when we do this. That means you fucking on it. Keep going.
Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes a woman, she see you coming in from a long, hard day at work and she know your
Change your
mood
mood.
is down. She likes to have that ability to snap you right up, make you feel good.
And on the converse,
Yeah,
she having a
and
bad day. You come in here happy go lucky. What you smiling at?
exactly. What you laughing at your phone for? Who got you laughing
Who
all at
got
your
you
phone?
laughing? Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's an
That,
emotionally starved woman
You have
or
a
Come on,
you have
a
Susie.
you have
very
you
immature woman or immature. It's either emotionally starved or she's immature. And instead of
well,
expressing her needs for more attention or more something from you or
Ooh.
whatever, she's going to resort to nonsense because she doesn't know any better. And that's like the ignorant route to take to stir up. You know how some people say bad attention, like no attention is better than, wait, bad attention is better than no attention? That's how some women feel, unfortunately. And
mm,
when I was young and immature, and I didn't feel that my words mattered, I knew how to communicate what I needed, but I didn't feel that the men cared to hear my words. So I made them feel my anger instead. Like I would just stir up some stuff since, okay, I'm very mature and I can express myself, but y'all don't want to hear this. So I'm going to fuck with you. So I can get some kind of attention instead of us being mature enough for me to tell you I need attention. Because last time I told you that, I didn't like your response. You made me feel like shit, but you
you
said you
know
loved me.
you know what men call that tactic, Susie? Some men call that she want to live rent free in your head. Number one, and other men call it what you said, which is as long as if she has your attention. It don't matter if it's bad, negative, good, lustful. As long as if your mind is on her, she's happy. And that I'm not. So we want to make this clear because Susie, you were definitely on one of our earlier tapings. What we're talking about tonight is a generalization, so no one get
Mhm.
offended. We're talking about generalizations, but when we talk about specific things as men, like Al, if you had an experience where you got emotional with a woman and you said you were kind of in the middle between, "Hey, I'm stoic," or "No, I'm in my feelings,"
yeah.
that's real. That's a
Yes, sir.
personal
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
experience. I definitely have had experiences where trying to think. I've definitely had experiences where I dealt with someone that was immature. And I was like, I don't know if this is her or if this is ladies. And I realized later, no, that's not all women. That's just the woman I dealt with. That chick
Hmm.
was crazy. Whatever it was. I didn't like it. Um, yeah.
So let me ask you this, and
Hmm.
not just you, every all the fellas. Have
Mhm.
you ever been in a situation where your presence in your relationship causes the woman to act out a certain way? because again, I'll use myself as an example. I've been in situations
Your
where
presence,
I've
or
been told by the woman that I've made her act out of character.
yeah, I've heard that, and I vehemently go against that in today's relationships. 20 years ago, I might have ate that. I might have been like,
Okay.
"Dag, did I do something that make her act a little wild?" But now I realize,
No, no, no,
unless
no, 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 Dave. What I
just
mean
your
by
presence,
that
just your
is
presence.
Yeah,
not so much catering to that, but hey, she's acting abnormal because of how I brought whatever to the table, which I took her out of. I have the ability to take her out of character.
yeah. I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, you
Like,
do that,
Yeah,
because in
but
yeah.
different relationships, there have been women in different settings that know how to push certain buttons.
Yes, sir.
Like, depending on who you dealing with, some women they know how to push that button. You've
yeah,
had women you dealt with that knew how to piss you all the way off, and then
Hmm.
you've had women who you dealt with who knew how to just make you feel like you 10 feet tall. And like I would
Yes,
tell
sir.
people, that's the one you end up marrying.
Right.
Like we said earlier, like you got the woman that make you feel like you big bad man when you out in public because she look good. And
right,
then you have the woman that when you at home, she make you feel like you 10 feet tall. And
yeah,
that's the one you end up sticking with because she know how to push those right buttons as opposed to that other one that make you want to, Ike Turner.
Yes,
I think my pushback on the comment though, Al, is the
sir.
is the is that I want a woman that's gonna be accountable for her actions. And I'll give you an example. A woman and a man get into an argument, and
Yes.
she says, "Well, I wouldn't have cussed you out if you hadn't have done this." And okay, cool. Well, another couple, a man and a woman get into an argument, and then the man does something illegal and he hits her. But his excuse is, I wouldn't have done that if you hadn't have done this. See, it don't work. And so I'm like, if a man has to control himself, control his mouth, control his testosterone, and be responsible for his actions and be accountable for his actions, so can a woman. A woman shouldn't have a license or a free pass to come in here, go upside your head, cuss you out, call you all types of shit outside your name, destroy your property, all because you made her mad. Yeah, I
Well,
understand you're mad. I understand that you're upset. Hey, I understand it was cheating or whatever it was. You still have to be responsible for your behavior as a human being. You don't have a right to snap and go left, just like I don't have a right to snap and go left. That's all
I
I'm pushing
agree with
back on
that.
in terms of my actions or my presence made her act outside of herself. To an extent, yes, I pushed the button, but to an extent, she also chose to go there because she could choose to not go there.
I
She could choose to walk
agree.
away.
I
Go
used to
ahead,
say
Susie.
things like that. The way Al stated the question, I used to say or believe things like that. Like the man made me snap, he made me act out, he made me this and that. And as I got a little more mature, I realized anytime I feel like this man made me do something, or anyone makes me act out of character, it's just a sign for me to do more work on self-control.
Mm.
That's
oh,
all
well,
it is
okay.
for me. It's like, oh my God, I need to do
Well,
better. I thought I had it under control. I'm still weak in that area.
Mm.
well, and I like that. And but so let me question that statement from a standpoint that is it something that you got to work on, or you have to realize that those are your emotions and your feelings for that individual. So you don't have to work on the situation. You have to work on controlling those feelings.
Yeah, and how you act upon those feelings,
Yes, yeah,
or
right.
you
Yes,
know what I'm
As
saying?
as
Yeah,
well as
you.
sometimes you got to learn to remove yourself from certain people
there you go.
because some people literally bring out the worst in you.
There you go.
And that's what I meant as far as like, you got the women who you like them in one way and they make you feel good in one way, but then that other way, it's like, yeah, but you bring out the stupid in me,
Okay, so
because some people you got a
Mm.
very low vibrational relationship with them.
and this is good, right?
But
Check
you
it out.
can't remove yourself and then go back. That's the
Oh
part. Like
no.
when
Oh
stuff
yeah,
go
No,
wrong and
no.
you
Usually,
yeah.
leave when that person acts out, but then once they calm down, you come back and then they act out and it's like a cycle. that's rewarding for behavior because even though they know you're going to leave when they start to act out, they know it's only a matter of time before you come back.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Hold
that's
up, Dave,
those are the
before you say
people
something.
who, when you got that low vibrational relationship, that's usually what happens because they got that Woptober. You
So,
know,
so,
they hit that
so,
spot for you.
yeah, no doubt.
That's a
So,
good
You
one.
know,
but
you
Susie,
I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you walk away.
yes, sir,
Oh,
yes, sir.
Dolomite, man.
And and so
I've
and
never in my
so,
life heard the word Woptober.
yo,
God.
so Susie, so
Oh my God.
let
Go ahead,
let
Al.
me let me impress upon you on this information. I think if you, not you personally, but you as the individual, when you make a
Uh-huh.
decision, when a person makes a decision to leave, you have to know yourself enough to know that when I leave, am I leaving knowing I'm never coming back? Because if there's any doubt, then don't leave. And I think
I
that's an
agree.
issue. That's an issue that
I'm
most
big,
people refuse to tackle within themselves.
I'm big on that. So this is kind of, I get a lot of flack for what I'm about to say, but I don't give a damn. Um, so when I'm dating someone, if I find out that they cheated on me, not actively cheating, but if they cheated on me and I really love them or I know I want to stay with them, I don't let them know that I know. I
Well,
don't
Yeah,
ever release that information that I know that you cheated on me because I feel like that person will lose respect for me if I stay. Whether or not they say it, it's
Mm.
like I never want my man to know that I accepted him cheating ever.
yeah,
Ooh,
So the day that I do decide to leave him, I'm never going to use that incident because then he'll know, damn, you knew I cheated 8 months ago and you stayed. No, I want to leave with the upper hand. I'm going to wait for something else. Because if I decide to stay, I'm not bringing it up. I don't want to argue about it. I'm going to deal with it on my own. I'm going to sit through the hurt and then we're going to move forward because I love that man and I'm going to stay. Now, if something happens later on and I want to leave, then I'll address that one thing that made me leave.
yeah,
that's called a chess move.
yeah.
yes, it is.
That's exactly what it is because that's what I'm gonna say. Like, it's keeping your poker face on.
Right,
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I see what you did, but
right,
in order to keep the peace, I'd rather just keep it peaceful. I'm not even gonna involve nothing that's gonna bring chaos into something if I want peace. But once I realize that it's something that I don't need to be around, then I'll remove myself. But I'm not gonna bring an unnecessary battle into something that we don't need.
right. That's
So
that's
I
kind of like
completely understand where she's coming from.
yeah, that's kind of like what's the name? The Ray Charles movie when old girl knew that he had another side baby. You know what I'm saying? She knew it. She didn't throw it in his face. But the thing is, they loved it. See, that's what I'm saying. It's that love thing right there.
Well, not only the love thing, Corey, it's also situational.
Yes, it's also right.
Look at the situation that you're in, and
Yeah,
I hear women on the internet talk this all the time, and some women say it from a logical standpoint. Are you gonna let your man that flirted or had a fling destroy everything around you that he's given you? I
But a
mean,
lot of
do the logic and do the math.
a lot of times it's not even so much the hurt of what you did, but the shame of people finding out.
Understandable.
exactly.
A
Yeah.
lot of it is a whole lot more about how I'ma look in front of my friends if they find out than how I feel about what you did. Because a lot of
Exactly.
women could handle a dude stepping out, but they can't handle what they friends gonna say.
Right.
That's why, like I tell people, keep your furniture inside your house.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't put your leather couch on the front porch. You
Okay.
keep that inside. So when we have internal matters, we handle them internally. Like, don't tell your homegirls what I did. I'm not gonna tell my homeboys what you did. Because if I choose to
Amen.
accept you for what you did, that's between me and
That's
you.
between us.
It's when
Exactly.
you tell your friends and your friends, like, girl, I would never accept that. Oh, girl, you gonna let him do that? Oh, hell no, ain't no way.
Which is crazy because the same individuals that say they wouldn't do it are the ones that's doing it.
Exactly. Because if they was in your shoes, they would be in your shoes. It's a
There it
whole lot of
is.
I
people
don't have
giving advice based on things that they don't have going on at all. It's like letting a homeless man give you stock tips.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, I don't let my single friends tell me what to do in my relationship.
There it is.
You
I
know,
don't let my friends who are married tell me shit any either because it's not they don't have the same man that I have. We're not dating
Mm,
the same people. They don't know the person I'm with. So I don't let anybody give me any advice on my man. I get in relationships with men who we have great communication between each other. That's the key. Can't nobody tell me nothing about my man. Can't nobody tell me
mm,
anything about my relationship. The people I talk to barely know me. So how the fuck could their advice be worth anything in my relationship? And as far as like when stuff go wrong, I don't have a shame factor. I'm trying to build the best life for myself possible. And shame is going to keep you away from making the decisions you need to make. Fuck shame. I want to be happy. I want to be secure. And that's it.
and that's emotional intelligence. But a lot of people not
Definitely.
emotionally intelligent because once
exactly.
something happened, they run straight to their friends. Girl, guess what
There it
my man
is.
did? Oh man,
Uh,
guess what my girl did? You know, they running telling co-workers, they at the salon,
It's a
they
reality
at the
show.
bar, they telling the bartender, they telling their hairstylist, they telling everybody. So now that everybody is telling them what they should do, now instead of fixing something that might have been a minor fracture, they treating it like it's completely broken because everybody on the outside done messed up what's inside. And that's why I say I keep my furniture on the inside. Like we gonna
Mm,
deal with internal matters internally. Because once you get to telling your mama and your sister and your homegirl and your cousin and your hairstylist and all of that, you know, that's when everybody is pulling you in a million different directions when you could have just solved that in-house and
yep.
left it in there. But you know, that also leads to, you know, like I told her, emotional intelligence.
Yeah. Get rid of that.
Okay.
Get
Can I
rid of
tell
the
y'all the secret about
victim
women?
mentality. Go ahead,
Can
Susie.
I
Go
tell
ahead.
y'all the secret about women?
Go ahead.
go,
I hope ain't no
go
women watching
ahead.
right now. But this is a big reason why I don't listen to what women have to say. Um, I don't know if y'all know, but a lot of women, the majority of women are desperate.
Hmm.
Like this is a thing, it's real. The desperation is real. There's a lot of women, I don't know if y'all know any from where you guys are from. I'm in Miami. Women down here, you'll see their social media and think they're, happy and this and that. They are paying for men. They are housing men. They are giving them their vehicles. They are doing this. They are doing that. They're letting them cheat. They're going with them to the strip club and they really don't want to be there because they're desperate and they don't want to be alone, but they make it seem like it's their idea. And that's when those conversations between the girls happen and they're really saying how hurt they are and how this and how that. Women are desperate and they'll hide it in so many ways. That's why I don't listen to women. I'm not desperate. I sit in the pain of waiting. I wait, I filter, I vet. And that's hard and it's painful, but I'm not desperate.
Yeah, because something that I say about women a lot is there's no woman less happy about being single than a woman who always talks about how happily single she is. Because 99 times out of 100, the women who brag about being single, when they get a man, they be dancing on their tail when they finally get a man. Like,
Yep.
there's nothing they want more than to have somebody to hold them at night.
Well, and you
Mhm.
Like,
know how
That's
it
true.
goes. Misery loves company.
yeah, because a lot of
So
times
true.
it's like I understand that you happy in being single if you know, like I said, you have your emotional intelligence. You in tune with, okay, I'm not single because I want to be. I'm single because I'm being selective. I'm single because I don't want to be in something messed up. But once I find me something good, I'm gonna be super happy. But some of them mask it in, oh no, I'm single on purpose. Oh, I
Well,
don't want nothing.
here's the deal with that, Dolly. The thing about them being single on purpose is because the men that they want don't want them.
That too.
Mhm.
You know, a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
too.
people don't want
Well,
to
That too.
they
you know
don't
what?
want to say that they not qualified. They rather just say that they, oh no, I
Yes,
just
sir.
don't want a Rolls Royce. It's not that my
Yes,
credit is bad.
yes,
It's
sir.
that I just don't like those type of cars.
Shut
Right.
Yes,
up.
sir.
Right. Hey, you know what's the big difference between men and women? Is how they handle rejection or how they handle romantic a person choosing. Let me give you an example. When you're young or when you move to a city like LA and you trying to holler at women, a lot of times it's a numbers game. You might try to holler at 13, 15 women at the bar because you know out of 13, 15, 11 gonna be BS. You know, you might get two numbers. You know, one of them may text you back or whatever. You know, it's a numbers thing. So men have to go out and hunt. Men have to go out and say, hey, my name is Dolly, my name is Al, my name is Dave. Try to holler, right? Women sit back and get to choose. Nah, no, yep, you know, he can buy me drink. Yeah, they choose. We go out and pursue. So just like with sex, men initiate. A lot of times women don't have to initiate because men always want sex. In marriage and relationships, being single, men always want sex. Women are always able to pick and choose who they're gonna give it to, right? It's something different when a woman gets ignored or when a woman gets rejected or when a woman has to shoot and spit game. They don't always know how, some women, because they're not used to, they don't have to, or they're definitely not used to somebody rejecting them. Take a look at this clip right here and tell me what happens, what you notice between this girl and her female friend.
I need you to be able to pick me up. Can you pick me up?
Of course I can pick you up. Of course not. Well, not yet. Unless you want a new man. Come on, they say I want to.
You asking these questions because you're a short king?
Of course, I gotta represent
Do
for
you
my
feel
people.
a little insecure because of your height? Like, do
No,
women?
I love tall women.
Because I'll be honest, I know women can be mean sometimes, you know?
I love tall women.
Yeah? Okay. Are you tall enough to ride this ride?
Yes. Yes. Nah, I'm messing.
Now look,
Like, comment, subscribe.
She
want me.
now
She want me.
I know a lot is happening, so I'm gonna mute it right here. I know a lot is happening, but basically it looks like the girl was hitting on the guy or showing interest. You know, the girl with the green on. The guy showed interest, and then once he showed interest, her friend came out of nowhere and started asking questions, and it seemed like it was cock blocking. Cause she asked him, "Do you have a girlfriend?" He was like, "No," and then she was like, "Do you want one?" And so here the girl come, "Oh, you a short king? That's why you're asking these questions." Did y'all pick up on that, or was that just my interpretation of what it was?
I picked up the whole everything. Yeah, that's that's what they do.
All right, so please
I have a friend
explain
just
that.
like that.
So please explain that, because I don't think any one of us fellas would see one of the other fellas getting play from a female and come in and cock block and be like, so you got a problem with, we gonna have to get in the mix. No, tell me if I'm wrong. I think we would sit back.
Not your circle.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say no. I know some hating ass niggas.
Yeah, it's hating niggas now. Yeah, it's not your circle, but a nigga from across the bar. Yeah. He'll see that same situation. A nigga from across the bar seen that same dude. He been fishing this girl drinks all goddamn night. Right. And just
let me run this real quick, and then I gotta go cook dinner. Do the daddy thing. But so and who is that?
That's Quell. Hey, Quell, come on camera if you can, bro.
Hey, yeah, I'm on the road.
That's,
you ain't gonna be able to see me.
you driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, brother.
So in that situation, Dave, it's like what Dolly said in the beginning, and we were all talking about. Nobody wants somebody that don't nobody want. So the minute that she's seen her girl wanted him, now she's like, oh, now he's cute because my girl thinks he's cute. Now I want to get in on the act.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Said, are you tall enough to ride this ride?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So they now it's a competition thing for him to choose, where before it was just mano y mano.
And he shouldn't have to, and he shouldn't have to choose. I mean, look, she chose him. Let's be honest. She chose him. She hit on him. She jumped on his lap. Then she said, "You got a girlfriend." So she clearly was shooting her shot. And my man said, "Not yet." He was like, "Oh, why should I have?" And as soon as they get any chemistry, here come Miss Insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can look at the look on her homegirl face when she walked up and she like, bitch.
Yeah, she's looking at her like, what the hell you doing, ho?
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that I got this handle
look at her.
right here.
She don't look happy right now. Look at her, even right there. Now she got to get his attention.
Now she got to do extra.
harder.
Now she got to be extra.
Yeah.
And she wasn't being extra at first. She was just being
Just being
She
standoffish.
was being answered. She jumped on him. What are you talking about?
Well, the thing
No,
yeah,
the
was,
other
but
chick
that
it's
was
was
because she felt like,
uh,
okay, this
She
is in
was
the
just
bag. And then when her
Oh,
homegirl jumped in, that's when she like, all right, let me turn it all the way on.
yeah.
exactly.
but wait, it ain't
she was
extra.
fighting the
It ain't,
urge. She
but
was fighting the
it ain't
urge to snap on her friend. That's what that was. She
Which
had to dance
which
real
in
quick to calm
reality she
herself
should have
down.
done. Yeah, she
Yeah.
should
right.
have told her homegirl, like, stand down, soldier.
Now hold on, look. So Susie, her jumping on him, we could call that extra, or we can
That's
call that
extra.
game. We can call it ain't extra if the nigga like it. If he
Wait,
like it,
Niggas like anything. That don't mean
no,
that's
that's
extra.
not Susie. Don't go there. That's not true. But so
Yeah, that's true. I apologize. Yeah, I just
here,
threw that out. Niggas, men don't like anything. I was just
no,
fucking around. You're
no,
right. I apologize.
it's all good. Here's the point though. Who was the first woman that showed interest?
the one in the
The one that
Shorty.
green,
jumped on him.
yeah,
Shorty.
Okay,
Yeah.
so from a man's kingdom, that's who got dibs.
right, yeah. She chose.
So,
She
can I
chose.
ask Al a question?
If Al and Corey are standing there interviewing, and the girl come up and address Corey and jump on Corey's lap, she chose.
Yep.
Can can I ask
Al,
Dave? Can I
Al
ask Al a question?
or me, we should have no reason. Yeah, you can ask. We should have no reason to cock block because she didn't chose.
Al,
Yes, sir.
let me see where your brain is. I don't see we on the same wavelength. What would you have done in that situation? Cause I'll tell you what I would have done.
Me as the man,
Yeah.
I got her in my arms. I got it. I'm
Now, which
straight.
one?
The
I'm
one
getting
that
Match
both
jumped
of
in
this.
my
them.
arm, her right there. That's
Say
who
what
was
you say,
first.
Dolomite?
I'm getting
I'm
both
good.
of them. I'm getting
Thank
both.
you. That's what I was about to
How,
say.
how y'all
I was
both
about to get
feel?
both of them.
Yeah, how both of y'all feel about this then? Since you know,
Exactly.
since
That's
since
what I
every,
would have
since
said.
everybody choosing,
So
what type of
here
friends are
The
y'all?
tall one, the
Hey,
now.
tall one would
Dolly.
have been
Hey,
down with
Corey.
it, and
Hey,
All right,
the
hold up,
little
Hey,
Corey.
green shirt
hold on,
one
hold on, hold
wouldn't
on.
have.
Hold up, Dave. Hold up. I'm gonna say this, Corey. Understand? I understand Dolomite's his statement. However, that's that's a Los Angeles mentality. Now
Okay.
no, and that's not a diss at all. What I'm saying is I'm gonna take it from a Kansas City mentality.
Okay.
You try to take them both, and you wind up losing them both.
I was going to
Okay.
say the same
Yeah,
thing, and it could be a Midwest thing, Chicago thing. Because what I'm thinking is, when I'm looking at this right here, I'm like, yo, she chose. She's
Yep,
nice. She's nice looking, and you know
yep,
what? I responded by, "Hey, I
yep,
caressed. We gave each other a look, and then she says, "You got a girl?" And I'm like,
yep,
not yet. Why should I have one?" And as
yep,
soon as we about to, in my head, I don't give a damn if she look like Rihanna. Here come the hating ass friend. So
yep.
Yeah.
I'm already. I'm like, man, hell no. I'm not about to lose out on a dime that came to me and chose me by trying to take them both down because number one, she a hater. She don't even deserve my dick. Get your ass
but
out of
see,
here.
that's why
But shouldn't you
like,
already
Nah,
shouldn't you already know your
that
friend though?
friend would have been down with it. That friend,
yeah, because that's what I was finna say. To
Yeah, Doc.
where Corey was going with it, the way that I would have played it is I'd have put my arm around the old girl in the green and been like, "So is we doing this or not, baby?"
Mm.
Because I already
Yeah,
got you.
you're right.
You and me and you right here. So if you
Exactly.
down with this, then we can see what's up. But if not, stiff on.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I'm gonna have to hit her
But
with
but
the
it,
Maurice
but if you
Jones Drew.
but if you stepping out like that, shouldn't you already know that that your friend already moving like that? Like I'm pretty certain that you already know who's like that and who ain't, and who does that type of thing.
Unless
But
Like
she's a
that look
hater.
I
right
knew
there,
it was
that
Quell,
best
he
that I
got
Quell,
paused.
Quell. Unless she's a hater. Unless this
Because
was
look at the look.
unexpected.
Look at the look on her
There
face
it
right
is.
now.
There it
Yeah.
is.
She like, bitch, you
but
are
let's be for real,
completely out
Dave.
of
That
line.
probably ain't the first time she probably does that every time that they go out. Like
That's a
she
hey.
probably
Hold
That
already
is
on,
a
know
hold
that.
on,
great point. That is a
and
great
thus,
point.
hold on, and thus the look, and thus her saying, "You doing this again, B?" Like, come on, chick. You see, I got his attention. Why you got to do this every time? It's not like she's smiling, like, "Oh yeah, we about to get it on, y'all." Okay, she pulling that, she running that play. No, she like, "B, you see, I got this. What the
Hey,
hell you
Dave.
doing?" She ain't happy.
So with that said, that and I respect where Corey and Dolly went with this, but that look right there says once you try to pull that double up card, you're gonna lose both of them.
Exactly.
And see, that's where you got to have the ability to read energy, because with her making that face, yeah, I definitely would have been like, sorry, tall girl, I've already chosen. She
Yeah.
chose
Yeah,
me, I
yeah,
Hey,
chose
yeah,
her.
I
We
like
up
that,
out of here.
Joey. I'd have
yeah,
went the other route. Once you jump into my arms, I got you.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Game is game.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Hey,
the
fellas.
house is filling up. The house is
Oh
filling
my
up.
gosh.
My man in the, my man in the
Oh,
building.
Man, my guy
Yeah,
Dave.
cause yeah, cause I'm
Well,
I'm looking at the clock right now, like my daughter watching cartoons behind me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
do see the cartoons turned on.
I gotta run my thing, Dave. Hey, fellas, it's a pleasure.
All
Sorry,
right.
I gotta leave early.
Go ahead.
Tag
Hey, I
out, tag
appreciate you.
in.
I
Tag out,
appreciate you.
tag in.
y'all finna say yeah, cause I
I
think I'm
got
a
it.
bow out too,
My
cause
man.
I got
Oh,
my
Tag
churn,
out,
but
tag in. Uncle
hold on. Hold on.
Dolomite.
Al, you good? You all right, Al? I'll holler at you, brother. Okay, he
All
gone.
right, tag out, tag in, brother. You
yeah,
leaving?
cause I was finna
Dolly, you
say,
gotta hang. Dolly, you got 30 minutes. We only going 30 more minutes.
oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, I hang out.
All right,
Hey,
we're not doing no 2 hours. I mean 3 hours. We're doing 2 hours.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
cause I
know.
was finna say daddy duty.
I don't know what the topic
Dang,
is.
you can't hang tonight, Dave. You can't hang. Come on,
No,
Look,
we can hang, but people got daddy duty. We oh, and
look.
by the way, Quell don't know. Hey, the new format, Quell, 2 hours. Boom. 2 hours. That's it. We don't
Hey,
do 4 hours
ain't
no more.
nothing wrong with that. I got to trick your chain a little bit, bro.
No doubt. Go ahead, Sherrod. What was you saying, big dog?
I don't know what the hell the topic is, but I'm on fire. I'm ready to go. I don't know. I don't know what we talking about, but let me assure you of this. What is this? What's going on?
Oh, I'm
What's
sorry.
going
I'm sorry. The topic, sir, is Venus and Mars, men
on?
versus women. Not men versus women, but men
Yeah,
and women. Venus and Mars, men and women.
men,
Women
men
and
are
men.
for Mars, women are
Mars,
for
women for
Venus.
Venus, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
tonight is a discussion on just the differences between men and women. We've covered a lot. Right now we're into the romantic side, and we're into I'll play the clip since you didn't see it, Sherrod. I'll play the clip. The clip here is a young lady, and is hollering at a young man. I'm gonna rewind it so you can see it.
With a young lady there. Yes.
Yeah, he
Here you
definitely
go.
ready. He ready. All right. So you have the young lady in green. All right, and then you had a brother who's interviewing people out and about, but she
Right.
clearly makes a move, and then we see what happens next.
You should be able to pick me up. Can you pick me up?
Of course I can pick you up.
So then she said you don't do you have a girlfriend?
Of course not. Well,
He says of course not.
not yet, unless you want a new man.
So right there, unless you want a new man. So right there's chemistry. Of course not, unless you want a new man. And then here come the friend, right?
Como said, they say I want to.
You asking these questions because you're a short king?
Of course, I gotta represent
Do
for
you
my
feel
people.
a little insecure because of your height? Like,
So she comes in with the insults. You asking this because you're a short king? Do you feel insecure because of your height? So I'm just reading the room. She comes in with throwing salt.
No, I love tall women.
because I'll be honest, I know women.
Boom. That's when we realize this friend ain't with her coming in and running the play. She ain't with it. So we were discussing the differences between men and women, and why do some women seem to cock block their friends or have to interject. That, like, the question really was, men can take rejection because we have to. We ask for the phone number, we ask for the Instagram, can we take you to lunch? We're always offering, and women can just deflect. No. Boom. We learn how to take rejection. Women hardly ever have to get rejected because men always want them. They hardly ever have to feel, damn, I just got turned away. He don't want me. He's not interested. So why do women have to compete like this? And we're saying some. Why do women have to compete? I don't think a man would come in and say, damn, she hollering at Sherrod. Let me cock block. I'm gonna get in here and try to get her to holler at me. I don't think a man would do what the woman in a gray is doing to her friend in a green.
What's the rest of the video?
All right, let me play the rest of the video.
It can be mean sometimes, you know?
I love tall women.
Yeah? Okay. Are you tall enough to ride this ride?
Yes. Yes. Nah, I'm messing. Like, comment, subscribe.
She want me. She want me bad.
Once you
I
see
need
my
your number.
titties, it's forever.
What?
Oh my God. Wow.
TV, make sure you subscribe. subscribe. We're for lifers.
Yeah, I need your number.
I'm getting hard.
That's what I said. As long as he's taller than me, that's all that matters. All right.
I'm getting hard.
I need you to be able to pick me up. Can you pick me up?
Yeah, so that was the that's how it went down. She ended up asking for his number. But to me, it felt like she was either whether she was playing or whether she was serious, it felt like she was showing interest. And then the other girl came in and cock blocked. That was my take on it.
But that she's used to doing that. That's not her first time doing that. She's accustomed to being that because she's taller and she's used to. Her friend is used to getting overlooked, right? And she's strikingly beautiful. She's a good looking chick. But the other one's used to coming in. She got the lollipoping. She got the I'm tall. Can you handle it? She's very imposing. And your girl is flicking her hair. So again, that nonverbal body language is like, bitch, you see me trying to get this nigga? Like, why are you doing this? You always do this because that's the nature of what some women, not all, but some women have to show like they're better than their girl because she's probably used to doing that, deboing the other young lady because she doesn't get the attention. Because they didn't show her face, so I don't know how she looked. But just her,
you never catch her face.
But he should have did the slick shit. I would have did the slick shit. I would have been like, yes, I love tall women. I'm talking to her. Would y'all like to get the fuck up out of here right now? Like it's a small aperture for like doubling up. Like Chain's already told you, nigga, to have a threesome, you got to intervene. Just say straight up, like, hey, look, let's just cut the bullshit. I know you're 26 and you're 22. I don't have time for that. I'm an adult. I'm trying to do a show. You're tall. You're short. Let's make a pancake and see who's gonna put the syrup on top. We don't have time for all that bullshit.
So Kendra Robertson said, observe the light skin was okay until the guy said, no, I love tall women. And then she said competition became an issue. And is Susie still on? Susie, why do women do this? Why do some women compete? Why? Because I don't see a man doing that with his homie, like competing when a woman is already chosen. I don't see that.
In some circles, men do that.
I'm here, Dave.
Susie P, you better go on your camera. Susie P, you better go on camera.
I'm coming. I just got home. I'm gonna go. How you doing, Brother Shabbat? I'm gonna go on camera shortly.
Yes, Sister Salam, Sister Salam.
Okay, but why do some women compete? All Day Strong said, I ain't competing. What's up, Day Day? She said, I ain't competing. All right.
There's like 2 or 3 possible things going on here. For example, the young lady in the second one, the friend, right? The taller one.
Yeah.
She's probably used to, since she doesn't get approached for whatever reason, because she is beautiful. Well, she seems attractive. But her friend probably gets more attention. Or maybe her attitude is disgusting. So even if a man, comes around to huddle before he sees who he wants to talk to because they're both pretty, her attitude probably usually runs them off. So because she doesn't get chosen, she tries to act like she's looking out for her friend by asking those types of questions. Oh no, you're not good for my friend, so she can run the dude off, and her friend don't get nobody either, right? And some friends, they use their friend as like the bait. For example, I'm 6 feet tall. My friend is 6'2", right?
Oh.
So,
what's
yeah. So check this out. You guys, like as men, you know how that goes. Like we're not the ones getting picked up most of the time. So when we go out, I pull out the men who like tall women. Like you have to like tall women to approach me. I'm never confused with being short. So being that I'm more feminine shaped than my friend is, I have a few other things going for me better than my friend. When they come around to talk to me, she tries to do the same thing. She tries to take the dudes that come over because go ahead, Sherrod.
Time out. What the fuck is feminine shaped? What is that? Fuck. Explain yourself. What is feminine?
Shout out to them feminine shapes.
Feminine shape. Wait a minute.
I know exactly what she means.
What the fuck is feminine shaped?
Y'all know what I mean.
Because I don't want
Okay,
to
my
Yeah,
friend
assume.
I get
doesn't.
Nope,
what she
nope.
mean.
I don't want to assume. Explain yourself, Queen.
Okay, so my friend has
No,
more
no,
of
no.
a
You
square
said you
shape.
were feminine shaped. I
She
want to
gonna
know
be
what
on
More. I
camera
said I'm
soon.
more
you.
feminine shape.
Yeah, she
You
gonna
know
be
what?
on
Let me get
camera
myself
soon.
together.
Yeah, she
But
gonna be on
yeah, I'm gonna get
camera
on camera.
soon.
But I'm gonna explain it. Feminine shape means my top and bottom and my midsection are all different sizes.
Curvy.
Like I have
Oh, she
an
got
extra small
TNA.
now.
Oh, the
Yeah, she
TNA.
curvy.
TNA. Oh, so you look like
Yeah,
a
she
Charles
curvy.
Bibb portrait. You look like a Charles Bibb portrait. Lips, hips, hands, and ass.
I'm all right. I ain't gonna toot my own horn. I'm okay. But my friend is not okay. That's all I'm saying. She's a if she only knew she was a beautiful person, at least personality wise, then she wouldn't act like that. But she's very much, and my friend is the type, if she does get the dude, because I have the type of attitude that a lot of times I'm not interested in the guys that approach us, so she'll take them. But the guy would be trying to
Oh.
talk to me first. He'll be trying to talk to me first, and she knows I'm usually not trying to talk to certain guys. But then as they get into like their situationship, she'll come to me and be like, "Girl, such and such said he want a threesome,"
Oh.
and then I have to stop talking to her for a year because that shit be pissing me off. Like, bitch, I don't get down like that. But she'll do anything to keep this nigga by trying to help him fuck me because he wanted to fuck me in the first place.
Oh.
Corey,
So,
stop.
so do
I
you
feel
I want to
that.
think?
read. I want to read a comment. Destiny said, "Some compete because they have something to prove to others or themselves. Other times, it's just about winning. Either motive is an empty motive." And then All Day Strong said, "Not your leftovers." And then she said, not trying to take the guy that's liking you. That's not a friend."
So wait a
So
minute. So Susie Pie, do you think your friend likes you by chance?
I asked her that one time because
Oh, see,
shit. I was like, "Are you trying
But
to see my pussy? Like, what's going on?" But
some people
whoa,
just thirsty
whoa.
though. Some women just thirsty. Like you got choosy Susies out there that'll do whatever it take to get a dude. Like she said earlier, some
no
women
pun
just literally
intended.
desperate.
No
what? I'm
pun
like,
intended.
what happened?
Yeah,
And choosy
but
Susie.
Well, yeah, well,
yeah, but
no pun intended with the name Susie, but I'm just saying, like some women are literally just out there trying to get something. So whatever it takes, they gonna do what it takes. They by any means necessary.
facts,
and
facts.
you know how men might say, "Well, why are you her friend?" Right? I'm gonna say this: my friend is the type of girl that will fuck people, man. She does all types of things I don't approve of. I hate that from the depths of my soul. Not just my dude. I don't like women who mess with other people's men. Period. But my friend is so intelligent. Like she's so rare in so many other ways that it's hard to find people like her. So when it comes to relationships, me and her don't mesh like that. That's one area I don't like to, deal with her in. But as far as everything else, she's amazing.
So
And the
she
one
got
thing
the
I wanted
Rolls
to say,
Royce with a transmission slipping.
yes, and and
Damn.
I wish she could see herself
The
like the way I
transmission.
see her. But earlier, you guys were saying something that I wanted to comment on.
Ah,
I feel
the
like
timing
men
belt off. The
do
timing belt
do
off.
handle conflict based on their level of self worth, self esteem, and trauma. That's how they handle conflicts based on how they feel about themselves, the things, how they feel like they're what they feel like they're worth, and based
Right.
on their trauma. That's all I had to
Self-esteem,
say.
self-worth, and trauma. And we found earlier, at least in your example, Susie, one difference between men and women could be that some women will, depending on their emotional state, is how they're going to handle problems. Their emotional state and whether they feel safe is going to determine how they handle problems. By the way, we're on After Dark episode, I want to say 265, but if it's not, we'll renumber it. But welcome to After Dark, you guys. This is Women and Men, Venus and Mars. We have about 20 minutes in, and I want to get to another clip. I have a
While you going to the other clip, Dave? It's so funny that you said that because I just came off of a guy trip. What up, Susie Pie? I just
that's
came
Susie
off of a
Pie.
guy trip, and me and my
See,
boys
they
was
go them curves.
Hold on. She wants
Oh.
me.
Don't full screen me.
yeah, full screen.
You already here, Susie? Okay.
It's
She
just
sits on.
nothing too serious. It's just a little.
Yeah.
That's Susie
It's
Susie,
part.
serious enough.
Susie
Yeah,
done
she
picked.
Oh, hold
Susie
on,
done
she
picked.
Susie. Hold
posted.
on, Susie. Do that one more. Do
Susie
that one more.
picks.
Do that one more time so I can put
She,
you next to the that's gonna be the avatar.
Yeah, she posting, man. She
Susie
posting up.
picks niggas up. You hear me? She picks
Yeah,
them up and she pats them to sleep.
yeah.
Just pats them.
She
Susie.
got a spin
All right,
move
now
to the
let me.
basket.
Oh man.
So you know what's so funny though? I see women do that a lot. You're right. It depends on the circle that you run with your guys. You know, we have guy trips all the time, me and my buddies. And one of my boys always says, you know why we work? Because we don't like the same type of woman.
Mm.
All of us are different. We got
Mhm.
different ideologies. You know, we all belong in a fraternity, but we don't like the same woman. So we're never going after the redhead or the blonde in Goodwill Hunting. Now we all can attack that one and we'll all eat, but we always attack and packs in different ways. So he used to always say that. He said, you know why we work? We don't like the same woman.
You know what else too, Shirai? It works because, and please tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that male friends, have a code.
We do it.
Well, you know what? Let me speak for myself. Everybody that know me as my homies, they know my exes are off limits. Your exes are off limits. I don't care if you dated her in high school and we 50, and she looked me up and say, you know, Dave, I always thought you was handsome. No, I'm sorry. You dated my homie. I can't do that. I don't care. I don't care if it's been 30 years. I don't care. I can't do that because see, my homie either smashed or he had feelings or he was involved with or he brought you around and I was part of the family and I was a safe space. Whatever the reasons, uh, your exes are off limits and so are mine, even if they were flings. And that's just how I move as a man. And most of my boys that I'm close with, they know that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Al walk in the same club back when we were single. We see the same chick. We was like, he was like, go ahead, it's you, Dave, go ahead. You know, or I'd be like, nah, you saw it first, do your thing. Like, you know, we would never go for the same girl at the same time because it's a level of respect among, you know,
But
it's an honor code.
But I would even say, Dave, though, I think a lot of times when guys go for a lot of the same girls, it's one cat that didn't develop themselves enough to actually, be able to pursue women in a certain type of way. So a lot of
Yeah.
times they'll be envious of a guy because they like, or they looking at him like, why are women always going for them? But you haven't developed enough of a personality for a woman to know who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That dude be in the crew, but a real friend. Hey, okay, you know what, Corey? I'm gonna put one of our high school boys. I'm not gonna say his name, but one of our high school boys was one of my best friends and still is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, Dave. You know, sometimes the sisters ain't feeling me. You know, and I'm like, I understand. You know, you into martial arts, you're into Asian culture, you're into something different. Maybe you not they cup of tea, but that don't mean that you not somebody's cup of tea. It just means that the women in Lithonia, Georgia, ain't feeling Bruce Leroy, for lack of a better term. And I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. You
I
know,
know.
I have to use an example that y'all can understand. Y'all know Bruce
Yes,
Leroy from Last Dragon. My boy wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't with. And I said, man, you know what? Don't worry about them. If they ain't what you looking for, or if you're not what they're looking for, let's go find the group of women that like you. So he goes to Japan, falls in
man.
love,
Come
boom,
on,
boom, boom,
come
boom,
on.
boom, pull some baddies from Australia and Japan. And
Yes,
I said, I knew my nigga had it. It just that
Final.
Lithonia, yeah, Lithonia
yes.
wasn't
Final.
his pool. So you're right, Quell. One of the homies that don't have a game, his friends gonna put him up and help him and be like, hey, this how you gotta move, or man, don't worry about that. That ain't your
Well,
tribe.
well, I would even say though, I knew some cats where it's some dudes out here that you can't do that with though, man. They got so much pride about themselves, and they got so much ego that you can't say nothing to this guy. He Mac of the year, and you know what I'm saying. He pulling all these women, but every time you
Mm,
see him, he up in the. Well, I'm gonna just speak from me and my experience. I've seen a lot of cats where they all up in the house all the time, or always hanging with the homies. And but then it's like all the time they always got something to say about women, and it's like, dude, man, where's your woman at then? Like
yeah,
you got all this experience with women, but then every time we turn around, you hanging with the homies or you on Madden all day.
Right.
Either
Amen.
he don't
Hey,
have game or he's misogynistic.
they
Go ahead, Dolly.
armchair quarterbacks.
Come on,
It's
man.
it's like the
Misogynistic.
dude that he got all the sports opinions about how LeBron can't play, but he can't make a layup.
Monday morning quarterback. Quarterback. Hey man, somebody said last night there are those that do it and there are those that talk about it because they can't do it. Those that do it because they can, and those that talk about it because they can't.
That's why if you can't
Quarterback.
play, you go teach. Like seriously, like
Yeah.
if you can't play the game, then go teach it. I mean,
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those are the same dudes that make women hate podcasters.
That's
Yep.
true.
Because a
Amen.
lot of
Amen.
times
Amen. Amen.
That's true.
I tell a woman I got a podcast and she just immediately think I hate women.
Right. Yeah.
It's not that type of show, baby.
You know what? You just touched a chord, and I'm gonna use this as a teachable moment for those that were watching the other night or that will watch. Just because a man is on a show and has something critical to say about a woman or a group of women, it doesn't mean he hates all women. He could be using that as an example. You have to watch the show. You got to spend time and see that person's opinion. Now, granted, in today's world, it's a lot of hate. It's a lot of misogyny, right? So you turn on and everybody think they Kevin Samuels. And they're going way farther than Kevin did. It turns into pure hatred of women. But that's not every man. A man should be able to have an opinion, have a preference, and be critical without him being labeled, a hater, a misogynist. You got to give him more time. Watch a couple episodes, see if it's a pattern, see where it's coming from, because it could be a point of trauma, it could be a point of pain. Same thing for a woman. A woman should be able to be critical of a man and not sound like she's a misandrist, which is hatred of men because he has a penis. The same as misogyny. So
what's that? What's that called? Say it
But you
again,
know what?
Miss what?
misandry. Misogyny is I hate you because you have a pussy. You're a woman. I can't stand you. That's misogyny. Misandry is I hate you because you have a penis. You don't have to say nothing. The fact that you have a penis, I
You
hate
know
you.
what's
You're a man.
crazy, Dave?
That's
What
real
you
talk.
just said. I don't do this, just like my brother Sherrod.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I heard misogyny more than I
And
have.
misandry. You know why, Corey? I'm gonna tell you
Uh,
why. Because they don't care about us. Hear me out. Hear me
Oh
out.
shit.
No. Just listen. Listen. Susie, damn, Susie. Susie, don't
I'm
start that.
done. Go ahead,
Don't start
Dave.
that misandry, Susie. Just listen up. Listen up. I'm talking about as a whole,
Yeah.
society. We had a whole show about this, and I'm coming right back to you, Dolly. As a whole, society doesn't care about the tears of a man. We don't care when a man hurts, when a man feels, when a man has tears. We tell him, come on, man up. Pull your skirt down, grow a pair. That's what we say. Now, if it's serious, they lost their wife, they lost their child, they lost their mom, they lost their brother. Now we can empathize and say, oh my God, that's a terrible loss. But a man have a bad day and a man sit home and cry because of his mental health and he's having a bad day. People don't give a damn. But let a woman come home and have an emotional moment. Oh my God, what happened to her? See, that's misandry at its best. We're not allowed to be human and have feelings because then they'll call us feminine,
But men started that against men.
gay, or whatever. And that's not right. That's
Men
not right.
started that against men. Men started that against men.
but this
Men
is
called each other punks and soft for showing emotion. They
but this
started
is
that, but it's
this
not
is
right.
but
Not
see
that.
look, but this is what
Let's not. Go
Even
ahead,
with
Dolly.
the boys, even with the sons. I'm sorry. Even when raising sons, it's the same thing. They always tell them to be tough, to hide their emotions. Men started that. I
Okay.
don't agree with it. Okay, I'm done. Because Noli was gonna say
Let's not
something.
argue about what started
we
what.
ain't finna play the blame game.
Go
But
ahead.
see, but this is what a whole lot of it is though. Like it's not that either gender hates the other gender.
Okay.
It's a lot of times the men that have these woman hating podcasts don't hate women, they resent women. They hate the failure that they see in their approaches of women. They love women, they just hate that these women ain't choosing on them. Most of these dudes who have these podcasts are not the ones that are desirable by women. You
Correct.
rarely see a very handsome well-paid dude doing these podcasts. A lot of these dudes are short and frumpy. A lot of these dudes ain't getting chose up on, and vice versa. A lot of these women that have these man-hating podcasts, they not successful with men, and that's why they speak so negatively on men. It's not that they hate men, it's that they hate the fact that they're a failure when it comes to approaching and getting men.
You are
But,
preaching
but I did.
tonight, and
But I
this
got
is
a
why
question
you
though.
on the show, sir. This is why you on the show. Go ahead, Quell.
Yo,
Hey,
so I
hey,
got a
hold
question
real
though. So
quick.
see,
When
I'm
we do
looking
this
at it
at
from
you
this
up,
perspective. I'm
hey,
looking
when
Oh
at
we
it
yeah.
do this
from
at you, accept that.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Quell. You can't. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shirai. You were saying, yeah. We
Hey,
told him earlier. This is silent
Yeah.
applause. We told him
hey,
this is.
sir, effort is to be applauded.
Yeah,
Accomplishments is to be celebrated. We're celebrating you, sir.
there it is.
When you speaking the truth, and that goes for everybody. So
Yeah,
when you see me
absolutely.
doing that, I'm
And you
like
know what?
James Brown.
And that's a Sharadism. Sharad brought that to the show, and I
Yeah,
appreciate you
man.
bringing that. Hey,
Yeah.
Quell, go ahead. We got 9 minutes,
so
8 minutes
so
before we have to shut down.
so I think the thing is that we're having this conversation about this, but you were saying as far as being able to be vulnerable. But
Yeah,
to me, as a man, I don't think you should. I don't think you should want to be vulnerable to anybody but to the women that respect you, because I think that's a very
So I raised
dangerous
my hand.
thing as a man
Mm.
to open yourself up to a woman, to anybody like that, with your vulnerabilities, because they're going to get used against you. But to me, somebody that cares about you knows how to maneuver that, knows how to care for that. You know what I mean? So I'm not for all this equality stuff. I'm for, hey, I'm getting with the woman that respects me, and I'm going to be vulnerable with that woman, or the women in my life that I could be vulnerable with. But as
Mm.
far as anything else, I'm keeping all that other stuff sheltered, because people don't know how to handle those things.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Quell. I want to read
Mhm.
Parrish's comment. First of all, I agree with you. I want to let that settle in. As a man, it's not wise for us to show our vulnerability willy nilly out in the streets with everybody. We can't. Because, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, you show it to the wrong person and they're going to use it against you. They're going to emasculate you.
Man.
They're going to take advantage of you, whatever, right? Niggas will laugh at you. When you finally strong, they be laughing at you, playing with your emotions, playing with your name. All right. Parrish Blair said, women aren't taught to care for men's feelings with women. And she
With
also says,
wisdom.
with wisdom. Women aren't
Mm.
taught to care for men's feelings with wisdom. And she also told Quell, straight facts, brother. Straight facts.
Yes, Paris Blair. Yes.
Parrish,
Yes,
Parrish.
Paris.
Can I
Yes, Paris.
can I say something
Yes.
about the podcast statement real quick? I
Yeah,
always
go
try
ahead.
to keep it quick.
Can you come on
Okay,
camera?
so I'm in my sports bra, but okay.
Oh, never mind. If you're
Um,
not, don't worry about it. We only got 7 minutes
okay,
anyway.
sorry, it won't happen again. So Dave and what's your name? Dolomite. You both are handsome men, right? You both have
Thank you.
podcasts.
Hey, we
I
got
don't
two other
think
men.
it's
We
about
got two other men on the show. Damn, you can't do that.
No,
no,
she
but do
said
they
who
have
has a
podcasts?
She said we have
podcast.
podcasts.
Y'all got
Well, that I
podcasts.
know of. I don't know.
Y'all are on
I didn't
After
know that.
Dark.
You right.
Okay, so
You
y'all
exactly
all
right.
fine. First of all,
I
you
don't
don't
know
Girl,
if
have
you
you
better
no
listen.
stop.
brother Sherrod.
Susie, you better stop.
Corey, you already know what's up now. Don't let me snatch
You
them
already know.
headphones off people. Replace them with some size. Okay, but but it's not necessarily about the looks. Sometimes when these guys were rejected when they were younger, when men are still developing, they're filling
Yeah,
out their bodies, they're
Mm-hmm.
finding their personality, so they seem corny, but it's just a natural effect of life. You have to grow into yourself, figure yourself out, just like women do, but men don't get the grace to do that.
Mm.
Okay, now when they finally glow up and they get their shit together, whether it's their looks or their finances, that's when they get to like get that get back and talk about it. That's where the resentment comes from. It's like,
Mm.
all right, and they might have a beautiful wife. They might be successful now, but you hoes played with them when they were trying to figure themselves out. So now they're gonna make you feel it. That's where it comes from. And I feel like men are just now getting a voice, so they're taking advantage of it. Women used to be able to talk about men all day, talk about how we feel about relationships all day. Men only had the barbershop once upon a time.
yeah.
Now men can actually speak, and it's
And I
like
and I
bothering
want to
people.
add to that, Susie. And I want to add to that. We not
Go ahead.
only did we only have the barbershop. I'll add to it. We might have had the sports bar. We might have had the strip club. We might have had the cigar bar or the golf club. We had certain areas where we could talk as men, the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? We also now, not only can we talk amongst men as men, we can talk in front of women as men. See, when you're with your friends, you can talk in your power source because you got a brother that say, no, let him talk. No, he right. No, I agree with that. But if you're a man in a room full of your mama, your auntie, your cousins, your sisters, and you try to say, well, hold on, no, as a man, this is how we think, you're going to get overtalked, overshadowed, et cetera, et cetera. They're going to laugh you out. Corey, we were raised by, after our parents divorced, we were raised by a single mom. So a lot of time what mom said went. What mommy said went. You okay, mommy? All right, mom, you got it. Okay, mom. We're kids. When we finally get a voice, now we're trying to impress a woman to become a wife, to become a girlfriend. Now we may or may not speak out. It's not until you really get around your homies that you can really just be like, yo, man, this is how I really feel about some stuff. Because your homie validates you. He'll say, hey, dog, you right. Or he'll say, oh, nigga, you tripping, Dave. Nah, you tripping, bro. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? We can do that now on camera. And that's the power of podcasting. And I'll be honest, there are a contingent of women that can't handle what we're saying. There's a contingent of men that ain't saying it right. And they're misogynistic. I ain't with them. And we got 3 seconds, 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna say this and then we're gonna go and I'll let y'all close it out. Yo, man, when you get on the mic and say, I don't hate women, I love women. I don't hate black women. I love black women. But it's the problem I got. Some people can't handle it and they be like, you ain't gonna do that and you're misogynistic. You're just like everybody else. And it's like, no, you listen to a man long enough, you see where he stands. The people that are moderate, that are in the middle, that are respectful, yet intelligent, they can have a conversation without it going completely left. The people that can't, they won't let you get a word in edgewise. They don't want to hear nothing a woman got to say because they hate women from the core. And I don't think that's anybody on this panel. I just had to say that.
But again, you got to remember the reason that they're taking that stance because there's trauma there. Right? There's something that has happened catastrophic in their life that has grown from a pain point to a situation to now resentment. And once that resentment is there, it is very hard to turn that lump of coal into a heart again. Because you've dealt with it so long. And now, or when you try to combat that and come back to a woman and then she does the same thing that the last woman has done, or now she triggers you because of that trauma that has happened from a mother or an aunt or someone else in the past that you never got help for. You never sat down on somebody's couch to talk to. You never took the time to get counseled or talk about it or effectively communicate. It just keeps rearing its ugly head because you've never gotten past it. So now what you do is you impose that on everybody you meet. So that's funny that Susie probably said that. She said all cats are like this that have podcasts. They're disgruntled cats. Now there is a morsel of communication that they do that may have some validity to it and some type of honesty to it. But the problem is it gets overshadowed by all the other shit that they got going on. So you might not hear that morsel of truth because they're so busy bashing. They're bashing.
We hitting our 2-hour limit. I gotta go. Dolly, I know you got daddy duty. Rod, I know you got stuff going on.
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
This guy. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We got to end this episode. I got to bounce out. If you want to come back, I'll send a new link. Dolomite, I know you got to do your thing, man. Appreciate you for coming. Susie, thank you for coming. Thank you. Big Corey G, thank you. I'll see y'all on the next episode of After Dark, man. If we want to do a part 2, just look at me. I'm gonna send you a link real quick if y'all want to do the part 2. All right, and you can join and we can just do the part 2. All right, I appreciate y'all, man. It's Dave Life. Catch us on the next episode of After Dark.